evening, or good afternoon, class. It is Mr. Feser here. Now, today's video, I'm going to solve one of the biggest problems I think we've all faced, which is, where is the pizza? You know what I'm talking about. You ever been hungry at night and go, man, I would really love some pizza. Mom and Dad, can we order some pizza? And they don't want to. This can't stand. You see, today, I shall teach you how to make your own pizza. And of course, with your parents' permission, you can make your own. And not just even that. This could be the beginning. Some of you may grow up and be master bakers and change the world with pizza kinds we've never seen before. But let me slow down and not get too excited. All you need is 5 simple ingredients. You need some water, hot water, a packet of yeast, some sugar, 1 tablespoon that is, 1 tablespoon of salt, and 3.5 cups of flour. So let's walk over to the kitchen and get that figured out. So you want to add 1 tablespoon of each sugar and salt first, and then add the flour. That's 3.5 cups of flour. Just add those 3 ingredients before you do anything. So I'm going to finish that. I added the 3.5 cups of flour, and now I'm going to add my yeast. I'm just going to pour the whole bag in there. No! Do not do that. No, you're actually going to add the yeast into a separate bowl where some baking magic will occur. Now, I said 1 packet of yeast. Do I want to put this whole packet in here? No, that's not quite what I mean. I don't have one on me, but usually yeast comes in a little rectangular packet, and you're going to pour that whole packet in there. But if you buy a larger one where it's like this, what you're going to do is add 2.25 tablespoons. So that's 1, 2, and if I was a little more particular, I would measure it out just like so. But I say that's 1/4. That should be good enough. And now we're going to do something else. Ta-da-da-da-da! I have teleported to the sink, where I've been running the water on hot until it's as hot as possible. I will then add 1 1/3 cup of hot water. And you may need your parents' help to get this exactly right. Let me turn that off so you can hear me. But you want to make sure the water is hot, but not boiling. Some of you may be tempted to use an electric kettle and add boiling water on there. Well, if you do, it will ruin it. So, go to the faucet right here. Let it run for a minute till it's as hot as possible. That was 1/2 cup, so I'm going to see. Oh wait, let me make it hotter. So that's a 1/2 cup. 1/2 cup plus a 1/2 cup. It's 1 full cup. And now I got to add a 1/3 cup of water. I'll add this to it, stirring, and add it to the rest of your mixture. And once you add it, you're going to start combining everything else until you get a nice dough. Yeah, don't be afraid to get messy. You can use something called a stand mixer or anything else, but you know, not in Mr. Feser's kitchen. You can be messy if your parents allow you to. Oh wait, bad teacher. I forgot one important step, which was I need to knead this dough. Let's get this out of here. And you see right here I have a bunch of dry flour. I said get out. 1 second. I'm going to take this out, put it on to the dry flour on my countertop, and knead it. So 1 second. I'm a monster! Here's my dough right here. I'm going to keep working it like so it's all nice and well done, and it's going to look nice and beautiful and round. I'll put a picture on it, on their legible words. And once it looks like the picture that I just posted, you're going to put it back in the bowl. You're going to put it back in the bowl. You understand me? Don't eat it like how it is. It's not edible yet. You're going to put it back in the bowl and let it sit wrapped. Let's let it sit wrapped for 2 hours and see what happens. Ta-da! Hand is clean, and I have this covered in saran wrap. You can actually cover it in another bowl if you so desire. But we're gonna leave this covered for a little while, and something magical is gonna happen. Okay, you can wait 2 hours. Still have flour on my nose. But I'm hungry, and I took a peek and it's been 1 hour, and look at this. It's already doubled in size. How is that? Remember this guy, yeast? Well, yeast is the guy, there's actually this bacteria that made the pizza dough grow in size. You see, when we first get yeast like this, it's sleeping. But when we add hot water, it activates it or wakes it up. Now, if we added too hot of water, it would have killed it. But just the right amount of water makes them nice and happy. And there was another thing we added, if you can remember. The first letter is S. Can you remember? It was sugar. And the yeast eats the sugar and burps out carbon dioxide. And the carbon dioxide gets trapped in that bread, I can't really draw on this, and causes the bread to expand. Have you ever blown air into a balloon and it grows bigger? It's the exact same concept of yeast, except it's burping, or even farting if you really want to think about it. It's the same way like you eat a Costco sausage dog. Have you ever had one of those? When I have one, I can't stop burping. It exhales that carbon dioxide, and it causes the bread to rise. If it didn't rise, it would stay just like a cracker is right here. Thin, which is nice for crackers, but not nice for pizza. So surprise time, the recipe I made is enough to make 2 pizzas. Didn't tell you that. Well, I thought I'd bless you anyways. Now you need to roll it out. And actually, you're not really supposed to roll. Rolling pushes it down, condenses it. And also, what you want to do is you want to stretch it out nice and gentle. And you're going to stretch it out into, well, you can make it a heart shape if you really want, or a square shape, or really any shape. But I'm going to stretch it into a circle. You notice I'm just kind of stretching like this. I'm letting gravity, that's the thing that pulls you down, do the work for me. I'm going to stretch it out as thin as possible until it's about 14 inches. Well, actually, I was going to stretch it to about 14 inches wide, but I couldn't find my pizza pan. And so instead, I put it on one of these square pans. And as you're filling it out, if you get any holes, feel free to tear off some from one part and then fill in the hole afterwards. And then what you want to do is put any sort of tomato paste on to the pizza. You can buy tomato paste at the store. Mix in a little water with the tomato paste, which is not what I did, and it will work a little better and be a little tastier. And then sprinkle on whatever condiments you want. This is America, so I just put cheese on mine. You can do veggies, pepperoni, anything you like. Then turn the oven up as high as you can, 475 degrees at the least, and throw the pizza in there for 10 to 15 minutes. You can go much higher than that. When you go to a restaurant, their ovens are 1,000 degrees, but it will take a long time for it to heat up. So maybe you want to start this step early. You can tell it's ready because it's gonna be nice golden brown on the top. Pull it out and let it sit for a little while. Make sure on each of these steps that you have your parent there to help you because the oven could burn you, so be safe. Came out looking pretty. Let's see how it tastes. The bottom's good and decent enough. Hot. Pretty good. Turns out pizza's pretty good. I think if I did this again, I'd make mine just a little bit thinner. But that's the cool thing about cooking, is usually you learn everything. Usually you learn something every time you try.